So the theorem is order of a permutation of a finite set written in disjoint cycle form is least common multiple, that is LCM of the length of cycles. So here we are supposing we are taking the case of two disjoint cycles. A permutation can be written in many cycles, in terms of many cycles, like alpha can be written like alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, like this. That means if I take a simple case, a permutation I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 2, 3, 1, suppose 5, 4. This is a permutation defined on 5 element. Then I can write it 1, 2, 3, and this is 2, 3, 1. So it is one cycle is complete, and 4, 5, 5, 4. This is another cycle. In terms of cycle, we write this 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to 3, and 3 comes back to 1. Similarly, this is 4, 5. That means this is a permutation in 2 cycles. But if it is long, then it can be more cycles there. Like for example, if I add here, suppose 6, 7 and 8, then it is, and I take 8, 6, 7, suppose this, then it become 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to 3, and 3 comes back to 1, and this is 4, 5, 6 goes to 8, that means this is 6, 8, 8 goes to 7, and 7 come back to 6, right? So it is here, this permutation is product of 3 disjoint cycles. So a permutation can be any number of product of any number of cycles. So here we are taking the case of 2, and one more word is the length of the cycle. What is the length of the cycle? Length of the cycle is the number of elements on which it is defined. Like if I say 1, 2, 3, that means it is defined on 3 elements, and this means 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to 3, and 3 return back to 1. So this is the length of this cycle is 3, right? Similarly, in the last example we saw 4, 5. If this is a cycle, then its length is 2. So its length is 2. Length means the cycle defined or containing the numbers. So these things, length of a cycle and LCM of the length. So here we are taking the case of 2 cycles. First thing, we know that order of a cycle is length of the cycle. Like if it is defined on 2 elements, then the length of this cycle is 2, and I say order of this cycle also 2, because what is the order? Order means the least positive number where it become identity. So if I take product of this cycle with itself, then what happen? In terms of permutation, I write 1, 2, 2, 1, and same this is 1, 2, 2, 1. Then 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to 1. So what is the final result? 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to 1. That means final image of 1 become 1, and 2 goes to 1, and 1 goes to 2. So this is identity. This is identity, right? That means this is identity because it is fx is equal to x. That means each element has its own image. That means this is the order of this. And one more thing we notice here, that means this, if I say the inverse of this cycle, then it is equal to same. And also because it is a 2 cycle, so I can write like this, no problem. In the same, because it's 2 cycle, in the both cases the result will remain same. Okay, so we know the length of the cycle. So now let alpha, beta are 2 cycles of length m and respectively. That means length of alpha is m, length of beta is n, and take LCM of m and suppose k. One thing, if we are taking the length of alpha is m, that means it is order. This means if I say alpha m, then it become identity. Similarly, beta n become identity, right? But we are taking k, that means k is some multiple of m. That means k we can write like suppose L1 m. It is some multiple. That means we simply can say alpha, the order is the least number. The definition of order is the least. But one thing we notice that if I raise k to alpha, then also it is identity. Why? Because if alpha k, I can write this alpha L1 m, right? And this I can write alpha m L1. Now this is from here identity. So it is identity raised L1. Now if any power we raise to identity, it is still identity. That means if we raise k to alpha, it is again identity, but definitely k is not the order of alpha, because the definition of order is the least positive integer, and k is not least. K is some multiple of m, right? Now same case, because k is LCM of mn, that means same thing, k will be like L2n, and same thing we can say beta k is equal to beta L2n. That means this is also again identity raised to L2, and this is identity. That means the power beta, if it is raised k to beta, then it is also identity, but the same argument, k is not the order, right? Now then both alpha k and beta k are identity. and because alpha beta are disjoint, so alpha beta, just we did a theorem before this theorem, this is alpha beta. Now therefore, or now, alpha beta raised to k, then I can write alpha k beta k. Now alpha is identity, that means this is identity and this is also identity, already I have showed, and this is finally identity. That means this k is making the product of alpha beta identity, but we are not sure that k is the order of alpha beta, right? So we show raising k to alpha beta, raising k to alpha beta, the product of alpha beta becomes identity, but not necessarily k is order of alpha beta, because perhaps k is not the least number. So anyway, we actually, this is actually fact, it is fact that k is the least number, but we suppose that there is a smaller number than k which is order, right? And we then show that that smaller number actually not exist, it is equal to k, right? Okay, I take the upper part, I think. Okay, suppose t is order of alpha beta, then what happen? Then alpha beta raised to t is equal to identity, alpha beta raised to identity. This mean alpha t beta t is equal to identity, and this I can write alpha raised to t is equal to beta raised to minus t by taking beta toward to the right side. So it become, now what is happening here? What we get here, these two cycles are equal. These two cycles are equal, that means there must be some, the entries of these actually, what is the power? Raising power. Raising power is not introducing new element, rather than it is just do the work of rotation to a cycle. It is not giving any new element production, it is just rotating the element. So here what we notice, that if some power of alpha equal to some power of beta, either it is negative positive, that means this imply alpha equal to beta, but it is given that they are disjoint, but alpha and beta are given disjoint. It is not necessarily equal, but that means some element are equal, right? So are equal or have common entries. This is better to write, okay? But alpha beta are given disjoint, that means they don't have any common entry. Then when this is possible, when this is in general, if I say x equal to x inverse, when it is possible, if x is a real number, then this is only possible if x is equal to 1. See, 1 raised to minus 1, this is actually 1, or you can say 1 by 1 and this is again 1. The same, that means a number is equal to its inverse if it is identity, we can say in general, but in not in finite group. But same, this is the multiplicative inverse I am talking, and in case of additive inverse, x equal to minus x, in additive case, when if x is equal to 0, then 0 equal to minus 0, because 0 is not minus, negative, so it is actually 0. So what happened here? From this we conclude that alpha beta are identity. So this is only possible. So it is only possible if alpha equal to beta equal to identity. That means not it is necessarily, or you can say alpha beta are identity. Only then this is possible, right? It follows that, but actually they are not identity, so it a contradiction comes. That mean what we conclude, it follows that both Mn divides T. That means what? That means T is not different. That means T is equal to K, because K is the least number which is divisible by both Mn. If T is divided and K is least, so T is equal to K. Hence what we can say, that the order, hence order of disjoint cycle is LCM of their length, right? So this is the theorem ended.